Oh
Ah.
What did it do?
Oh, that is wonderful. Oh man.
We fixed it.
Why? What is going on?
Oh man.
Technical
Yeah, I don't know why the
difficulties.
camera's broken, but it's not scaled
Okay.
to the zoom window correctly.
Jeez.
Why is it showing half the zoom window instead of being zoomed
Okay,
in?
At least it's
Alright.
working here.
Is it working here? And Ash, is the audio working at all?
This
Like,
was a test. And
this
I
was a
failed.
test, and choo choo.
Mm,
Choo choo.
mm.
Welcome everybody to Dire Bear. Welcome to Falskallan Nights. I'm your host, the Bard with no name. Before we get into tonight's game, we're gonna go through some announcements. I'm not doing any of that. Yim already did bedtime stories with Rose, so at this point, Liz.
Ah! I had a feeling. Okay. Oh god, you really do get put on the spot when you're here.
Yep.
Like every week I'm like, you guys, it's just a few sponsors. And now I'm like, I don't remember our sponsors.
Yeah, because you go through them in your head while they're struggling, and then
Yep.
you can't remember.
Well, thank you to D&D Beyond for helping our little squirrel brains.
To remember.
To remember some of the important things, to put it all right there for us. So thanks, D&D Beyond. Check out our merch. Our merch is super cool, super comfortable. I have 2 t-shirts myself. Love them. There's the merch. Thank you to FX May Vary for varying the FX. What did Diamondback used to say? A hard rockin' dice rollin' something or other. Banned from Aurora.
And it bugs me endlessly.
Yeah, so, FX May Vary is super cool. They did our outro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like we question that every week.
No, they did. They did the outro.
They did our outro. If you check out our other shows, there's not Melody of the Maelstrom. Or is it? No, it is Melody.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Maelstrom.
Melody of the Maelstrom and
On Mondays?
Abomination Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go check those out. They're super fun. I think that's everything. Are we good?
The Discord.
Oh, Discord! Join our Discord! Come hang out with us.
Hooligans.
You'll find out if there are any future games going on or one shots or anything along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess. And with that, thank you, Liz. With that, I think we're gonna get into tonight's episode of Falskallan Nights. last time on Falskallan Nights, Team Them is prepping. They were asked to go on a mission deep into the mountains. So, they were given a week to get things done, which at that point, we're going to zoom ahead a week and probably just jump through a bunch of different plot points during that time. Yimmer, you said that you wanted to make some slide and fill.
Boy.
Yeah, slide and fill and some other stuff, depending.
Oh.
Oh, did you get my message?
I did. I'll be honest. I kind of glanced and then I was like, okay, I got to get back to work. And then
Okay.
everything went right out the window at that point.
Okay. So it was more so just like, I guess, loading up on a bunch of slide and fill, because I kind of have been going off the understanding that this is now a rolling machine of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to basically just stuff my pockets full of the special slide and fills for the various effects.
Yep.
So going into battle full mast.
Oh my god. Yep, that sounds
Why did
right.
I ever let you do this?
I don't know, you just kept giving me added effects. It's like, okay, well, these have
Edge
effects
life and
outside
death
of it.
situation. Don't mind having a raging boner while you do it. I've
Yeah.
got the product for you.
You know, like Viagra is supposed to be a heart medicine, yet here we are.
Yeah.
So that was part of it. That was just going to be a hi babe, bye babe. And yeah. The other thing though was if you are a gracious and generous and pliable DM, there are these little mushrooms that Yim's just going to wax poetic about, to no one in particular. It's a two-headed mushroom. The tall one is called Sue, and it's her little friend Rin. Sue and her friend Rin. And so it kind of makes you go a little, woo!
God. No, I'm not giving you fucking meth.
I'm glad you guys picked up on that, because I was like, how do I make this Sue and her friend Rin? Yeah!
What? Yes. Okay, no, but so is that basically what you're trying to go for?
Basically, and so the concoction would basically have the effects of a full or short rest, depending on how generous you are. But you would then have one level of exhaustion afterwards.
Okay.
I was over here like,
I was just looking for 1 or 2 doses, not like a plethora of them. And it would be going into basically some dingy...
Steve. Why do I feel like that's a stripper name right there? Crystal methanine.
Oh, so you've seen it too, then.
Okay, so you want to try and make shit. Do you have? Okay, I'm trying to remember. Like, you've got some sort of a cooking setup.
Well, we don't need to call it cooking. That makes it sound illegal.
Oh well, no. Let's not just qualify
Hey,
things with my words now.
I am a businessman
Totally
whose
with our
commodity happens to be Viagra.
Not anymore.
We're diversifying.
Now it becomes illegal.
So I have a poisoner's kit and brewer's supplies.
So you got a brewer's supply,
And
poisoner,
and a Mr. Sack.
and a Mr.
Mr.
You're
Sam.
muted, Steve.
Those two would work together in this situation, I would say.
I actually would have agreed with you on that one because I'm like, all you're doing is diluting the poison just enough to make it really amazing.
Mhm.
Poisoner's Kit, and yeah, that. But like, I'm trying to remember from our time with Cordelia,
Mm-hmm.
like how like all you did was basically just bake a bunch of
Yeah, see, baking, not cooking.
hard.
Yeah. It can be cooking if you want. Yeah, you know. It can be whatever
cooking
you'd
is
like
an
to call
art
it, Mr.
and
DM.
baking is science.
You can say you're on real thin ice there, Yimmer.
And what do? Do you just freeze and back on me? No, you start jumping around like an idiot.
All right. I'm trying to give you something. You're not helping yourself. No, at that point, shit. At that point, make a medicine check. And if it's not proficient, you're making it a disadvantage.
Medicine. I got proficiency in medicine. Okay, tower. Do me good, do me good, do me good. That's a 19 total.
19 total?
Toto.
Toto?
Sometimes I have this really horrible urge to give Yimmer the critical coin.
Oh my god.
Go on.
Why
Why am I just learning about this now?
But I worry about what will happen if I do.
All I can think about is that the house on fire and the girl smiling meme. So that's all I can think about. So 19. Yeah, mincing the mushroom up and using a bunch of the using a lot of the poisons on it to try and break down a lot of the molecules and just the fibrous beings that are in inside these mushrooms, then using your brewer's kit to dilute and thin everything out to a point where you were able to let it solidify over a period of time. And you try it out and you feel the kick right off the bat, as if you're just feeling absolutely alive. I would like for you to roll a d20 just as is.
Okay. $15.
15? After a short while, you feel as if you've rejuvenated enough for a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
It's only later in the night that you feel the crash and you gain a point of exhaustion.
Oh. Ooh. I think I'm going to sleep for a bit now.
Where you've done this is up to it's up to you, but
I'd be at Cordelia's place for this.
okay.
Hey, for a warlock, short rest,
That's all I need.
Yeah. So, congratulations, you've got Sue and her friend Rin. Yeah.
How many doses?
You end up getting about 2 doses out of it.
I can handle 2 levels of exhaustion.
God.
Well, unless someone else is going to take it.
You can trick Hal into taking anything, right?
He does
He has
now.
-1 to wisdom.
Oh, wow.
Don't
Oh,
say
hell.
that out loud.
Oh, my sweet Hal. What adventures we're going to have. You're going to go into battle with a raging boner.
All of my blood is coming out at the same time.
They don't call him New Blood for nothing.
Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much what
He
you
just
want.
goes into a rage, 3 horns flying high.
Ah. Okay, well, my week is fulfilled. Thank you.
I'm sure it is. All right, so for just technical designation of how that works is basically you'll take it, you'll feel the immediate effect of a short rest. After about an hour, you will gain a point of exhaustion.
1 hour? Okay.
Yeah. Just so that you have an idea of how that works. Seeing as you've tested it.
You said it gives it in 1 hour.
The exhaustion will happen within 1 hour of taking.
Okay.
Oh, that. But the exhaustion doesn't reset after a short rest, correct?
Correct. You have to take a long rest
You need a long rest for that.
to remove 1 point.
Oh, double dosing is going to suck.
Yeah.
Unless I take them both at the same time.
Oh my god.
At that point, we're going to be rolling what we call an overdose chart. Or a cardiac arrest chart.
You're going too fast, Yim.
At that point, he just phases out of the game. Just he Infinity Wars himself. Just
I don't feel so good, Mr. Hal.
Oh my god, you guys are insane.
Okay. Well, thank you. You're kind
right.
and gracious DM.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Halsterian, what do you got?
So Hal is going to want to do 3 separate things. One is to essentially raid the cupboards at Baltrus's manor. Like, when the hell else are you going to use this? Come on. He's also going to want to essentially tap Pride and any resources she can get, magical in nature, and also get in contact with Jarok about if he's found anything, if he, has been able to get any information about collapsing planes and subsequently stopping that from happening, and otherwise planar travel and or prevention of it.
Howard is joining him on pretty much all of this. Because same brain.
Of course you would.
And, I might join if B goes to Felix.
Mhm.
Yeah. So raiding the pantry. I kind of phased out. I don't know if you meant that literally or if it was just an armory, is what you were calling it.
Yeah, basically, it's just going to Baltrus saying, "Hey, is there anything that I would be able to make use of on this journey? Magical in nature, I assume. You've certainly gotten plenty of relics in your time, so."
A lot of my relics are deactivated. Honestly, when having you running around as a child, and of course your father and his father running around, it's not wise to have magically active weapons.
I suppose that's true. Still, you may have something defensive, or perhaps
Sources
if
of
you know of a way
defense.
that we can send out runes in a large area, that may come in handy, since we know the runes to create an anti-magic field.
It's very true.
I don't have anything of that sort around here. If I needed defense, I had guardsmen. Besides, I'm in Ashhorn's Hollow. There are people patrolling the streets every night. So defense isn't exactly what I would keep them for. It's more or less a status symbol. You know how the rich are. They just buy a thing that's super expensive that nobody else has just to shove it in everybody else's face.
That does make sense. Yes.
I don't need to kill them with it. Just need to show off.
Do you know any connections who can make use of pieces of dragons to make things?
Oh, there's probably some smiths that would love that. I mean, the Artificer's Triumvirate would probably really appreciate something like that too. Pieces of dragons are hard to come by and they're quite expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's also, and there should be inherent medicinal value to that, but then I also believe those were more the crackpots who would tell me about that. Apparently, dragon bone meat keeps you stiffer. I don't know. I lost that rigidity a long time ago.
Don't tell Yimmer that.
It just Yimmer comes out of the ceiling.
Hello there. Have I told you about my new best invention? It's great. And then disappears.
I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Your car's extended warranty. Can you say that one more time, Juju?
Don't tell Yimmer that.
Okay, so it was just it was like trying to think of what you said before that, if it was important to reply to.
No, here you already replied as Boltrus.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, as for trying to talk to Pride, she's pretty much indisposed for
Prepping.
pretty much the whole week.
He's.
Oh.
If we reach out to Amber, is he also busy with her, or with other things?
Amber does reply. He is quite busy as well, but he seems to be more or less on a running, like not errand boy, but more or less just like picking up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
Where she can't get to at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of a logistical nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
As for Jarok, you guys have a sit down pretty much in the academy, and I sit down in the academy in one of the libraries, a little more of a secluded section that's meant for more of the archivists that have higher statuses, or at least a seniority within the archivists. And so he basically lays out a bunch of notes that he's been working on over the past months, since you guys had talked to him about a lot of this stuff. He's looking down, and those red eyes are just, they're piercing, but a little more sincere. I would assume you won't tell him about NC.
Elris should have done that already.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Until, yeah. And we
Right,
had the
I forgot
funeral, right?
Yes. See, this is what happens when I don't write notes.
That's all right.
But yeah, so then a little more sincerity in his eyes, a little less rage. You feel. He's going through a bunch of notes, and he's like the stacks of paper just boom lays them down and just says, "Planes have the ability to be collapsed. It is possible, but it is very difficult, if not impossible, for anybody in a mortal sense. It would be divine beings or undivine beings that would be able to do something of that magnitude. And every plane has its own resonance, and tapping into that either basically means you become power itself, which would destroy any mortal that would touch it, or the plane would collapse itself. That's just how that works. It's not. It's extremely difficult to do any of that sort of thing. You would basically need the power of a god."
Well, I have bad news. Someone might be trying to get that to happen, and is already more than halfway.
How?
They're trying to get from the plane they're stuck in back to ours. It's a big problem. We're working on it.
Wait, you're telling me that there's a person locked to a plane?
Mm-hmm.
That was the Dread Plains Kokigard that we spoke to you earlier of.
Okay. I was talking to a bunch of other experts about dread planes, and they're more or less just demi or like half planes. They're more or less their own created universes or planes. Well, the the idea is being powerful enough to create their own plane just creates it and populates it with their own people, or plucks people from other planes. Is just that's kind of how that works. They run on their own different kinds of rules, where dread planes are more or less in their own subset, their own area per se. They rarely ever connect with any of the prime material planes or prime deity planes, the hells. They more or less they play within themselves, and so for somebody to get locked into one of those planes is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So I could see why somebody would want to get out, but if they've got a lot of power and they can't get out, then I don't know what else to say at this point.
Well, there are a couple other factors. First is, you said that beings powerful enough can essentially create the plane and pluck it, folks from other planes to be in said dread plane, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know one of those. He's not terribly happy about this Crom fellow being in his plane and stuck there. He's made rather a mess of it.
Oh.
And said creator of that plane is a couple blocks away right now. They used these lockets, much like NC had, to transport themselves, and only themselves, to this any plane. We've run into 4 of them total, but are currently only in possession of 3.
You remember that locket NC left behind when he vanished?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of them.
I have certainly more questions on why he had it in the first place, but that is
Something we don't have answers to.
That was a family heirloom. He talked about that.
Yeah.
an heirloom.
That'd been passed down.
You know, if you think
I'm
of
kind of
it,
surprised you don't remember that.
did he mention how long it had been in the family, now that I think about it?
Oh, man.
I remember it being an heirloom, but I don't remember for how long.
You know what? I don't think he ever mentioned a time.
We never saw him open it, did we?
No. Well,
No,
I
certainly
don't think
not.
so.
It was just a locket. I didn't think too much of it, other than that was the only thing that was left behind.
Yeah.
Sidebar. Do we know exactly which locket that was? Was that
Arcalisis.
that was Arcalis's?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that is a very strange question on how the hell his family came into possession of that. We do have the locket. It is with its rightful owner, the creator of the Dreadplane Skokigard. It is what he will use once it is fully activated to move himself back to his Dreadplane, which he is researching on the hows and whens to do that now.
Hmm. How did all of you guys get into all of this?
A little bit at a time, more than we knew.
Weird.
Mhm.
That's really weird.
Mhm.
It does seem that the folk that were kidnapping all of the folks from the academy were part of the either the cult La Shiraz or part of this goings on with the White Hand, or perhaps both, as that seems to be one running the other. This is saying a little bit more hushed because he doesn't know about saying White Hand out loud in the academy. um, but if Inzi's family was in possession of this far longer than I suppose we realize, was there? Is this something we should contact his family for? It seems like perhaps not the best time to do that.
I don't. My curiosity says yes, let's contact them, but I mean, yes, there's also they just buried their son that they lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they would know as much as Henzi, which may be very little. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my best guess.
It's probably knowledge that's been lost to time, I imagine. I mean, I don't know how long she was here for as a banshee or similar creature.
Make a history check.
Dice are around to you. Oh god, what's that number say?
Really?
I think that's a 10. No, that can't be a 10. I either have a 4 or an 8.
Why don't you roll a dice that you can read?
Oh, I figured out what it was. It was just 'cause the light's off. Here's my character sheet. I have
What?
a +4, so it's
Can
an
I give
8.
him the help action? I feel like I need to give him the help action.
No.
It's an 8.
So it's an 8 in total.
Yes. It was a really bad roll.
Okay. I mean, she's been around for a long time. We're not playing. It seems like you guys are not playing with something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's really all I've got for you.
All right.
No ways to strengthen the, I suppose, barrier between planes any more than already, I suppose, are with the dread planes.
I mean, the only way you can transport between planes is having either a divine intervention or you have a tuning fork. Something that has the resonance of that plane that will be able to connect you guys there. That's how that works.
Okay, and that's why the amulets, the lockets work as they do.
Yeah. Which,
Or
by the
will.
way, did you tell Jarok that the full extent of the lockets, or no?
I think we would have in order to help him do his research.
Having a universal tuning fork that could set their location to pretty much any plane that they can think of is insane. That is some crazy magic.
Yeah.
It's magic capable, or from someone capable of creating a dread plane, so that in itself, it mind-blowing, but not necessarily surprising.
I'm curious what other forbidden magics they have. Because think about that. If they have the power to create a plane and be able to transport to any other sort of dimension, what else do they know? You've got to be curious.
I certainly am. I have been dying to take a look at that book that Arcalis is researching, but it is
Difficult to read.
as hard as it is for me to say, it is not the priority right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hate that.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, asking the man for it is more likely to get me killed than have any knowledge attached to it.
Yeah, I kind of get it. But seeing as you guys are doing all this, and well, let's be honest, there's a lot of military behavior going around here now. I see a lot of people in the streets going in. At this point, it's more or less like 4 or 5 days in when you're having this
Mhm.
conversation with him.
Mm.
We're going to do the wibbly wobbly time thing where it's
Yeah.
just like we're going to be jumping up a lot of back and forth. There seems to be a lot of military organization moving forward. And I know a lot of them have been asking archivist scribs and attenuates to help
Mhm.
within this sort of effort, but please tell me you're not connected to all of this.
We're looking to try and stop that from being even necessary?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
All right. There's no way you can strengthen a plane. There's no way. It's just is. It's a state. It's a state of being and matter in its own weird place within this giant bubble of other universes and such.
Is there... If a rift is being forcefully created between two planes to connect them, one that takes a massive amount of energy, say using energy of the ley lines of a planet, how would you disrupt the flow so that it can't pull that energy?
I mean, only way to stop them is to shut off the power, cut the source.
The source of the ley lines?
Either that or whatever's siphoning it.
Hmm.
Do you think it would have to be done through a ritual, or would it be an artifact? Would an artifact be able to hold that much power, or I say hold, transfer?
Possible. I mean, there are many magical items and such that can create and destroy many different things.
This is a conversation for Elvis.
Yeah, I'm a master of the planes.
Well, before we leave, I will give a word of warning. We can't tell you a lot, but try to make sure you and Elvis stay out of it as much as possible. At least stay in the city or in Minister.
I don't plan on leaving.
Good.
I'm best as a researcher.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Elris about it. I think he's back in Menestad right now. Yeah,
Sorry, I
I
got
think
a
he's
quick way to get to him. Can I have a conversation? Thanks, Jared. Really.
yeah, that's okay. Thank you. I gotta admit, this actually was a bit of fun to research and figure out.
It is truly fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised I found as much information as I did. I didn't realize how many experts had put their time into dread planes. Didn't even know they existed.
Interesting.
Do you know if they have cited any sources in that regard? I mean, it's possible that the same folk who had access to these lockets, wherever they were in the past era, may have had some insight into how they got here from the dread plane in the first place.
That one I don't know.
Fair.
now you're asking speculation.
Well, no, I was more if they had cited any sources in the material you were reading, but it sounds like not.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's all site observed and then tried to. You know how researchers go. One person makes a observation, the other people try to make the same observation. They start fighting with each other. So in turn,
Mm-hmm.
finding a quote unquote factual and correct response is very long and breathy.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of cited sources here, whether or not they're true. I'm going at best guess, but if it's been taken the time to have been written down, I think at least a lot of thought has been put into it.
Agreed.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah. Say hi. Say hi to Elders for me.
Will do.
Certainly.
And if you need anything else, just shoot me a sending. We'll be fine.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Wibble wobble. Timey
Wib-
wimey. Elris.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you wanna
gotta
break
change my
and go
whole
to another
demeanor.
spot.
At that point, you're back at the guild office in Menestad with Glam and Elris.
Mhm.
With Glam and Elris there are a couple of other people that are there that are part of the guild, but they more or less seem to be just more or less kind of using the place as a place to stay, more as a hostel setting for a
Mhm.
moment before they kind of shift off and go to a job or something like that.
Mhm.
But what did you have to talk to Elris about?
Well, we just learned potentially if he knows of any artifacts or theoretical artifacts capable of transferring that massive of a quantity of energy. And if so, how it could be destroyed. Theoretically.
Destroying artifacts is it's quite hard. I mean, if they survive this long, I mean, if they survive this long, that means they've got either some severe luck on their side or they're very heavily protected. As for specific items that could do what you asked, we don't normally keep those around, and if they are, they're in under heavy military lockup or arcane sigils that'll dampen magic location. Because, well, if everybody knew where they were, that would be a very hot item for them to take.
Yeah.
Uh, so at that point, you're probably best to talk to people very high up in the military or the colors themselves, because they would have the best idea of items and such that would do that.
Would generating an anti-magical field be enough to disrupt such a powerful thing?
I mean, it is in its name anti-magic.
I imagine it wouldn't destroy it, just pause it, so to speak.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like using black mold to create some sort of a cold box. You don't exactly freeze everything, but it slows everything down.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should definitely try to make a couple of those runes. See what we can do.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Just like, you could go to the Artificer's Triumvirate and see what they have, but at that point you might be shit out of luck. A lot of them, there's been a lot of military movement moving around, and I think the Triumvirate is going to be very, very busy.
Yeah. Most likely.
And I mean, the Soul Weavers Consortium as well. And it's just a lot of things moving at once. And now you're asking me about powerful items. What are you asking these for?
Can't tell you full information, but bad shit. Bad shit we're trying to put a stop to, because also why NC is gone.
All right. He's
I
just
know,
kind of like,
you want to know more, I know, but the less you know, the better. For now. I'm sorry.
I accept this as much as I don't want to. Why does everything have to be so stressful?
I know.
Whatever. That's all I got. Actually, during one of the nights, Halsterian, Baltrus
Mhm.
actually calls you into his area, like his study,
Okay.
while you're at Baltrus's manor. Just like one of the nights that you're resting there.
Mhm.
You walk in and he's sitting by the fire. He's got the chair pulled right up, and the room is a lot. It has been started. The repairs have been started. It's in process, but it's a lot of damage around a lot of the mansions. So at that point, there are carpenters and other like low level magic wielders using prestidigitation on a bunch of stuff to try and get it back to what it once was, which doesn't exactly get it all there. It's like doing a buff job on a really bad buff job on a car. You can tell that it's been touched, but
No matter how many layers of paint, it still has this weird person-shaped scorch mark. I don't. I'm just.
It's- exactly. But anyway, he beckons you over. Hell, my boy. I never
Uncalled
did.
for.
Yeah, I never did tell you how I ended up here. On this
Yeah.
plane.
Oh no, I suppose you haven't.
In reality, I don't know how I got here. Just one day I woke up. I was covered in mud. There was an orc beside me, and he was speaking to me, but I couldn't understand a word he said. And there were people all around, staring, confused. And there was this beautiful tiefling. Eyes like you wouldn't haven't imagined. She came up and spoke to me and just said, "You have to get out of the street. Come follow me, or else the guards will notice, and we don't want that." And he grabbed me, and the orc followed.
Hmm.
But at that point, she brought us to a resting spot, just like a bench. And this turned out to be Old Town.
Hmm.
I couldn't speak a lick of the tongue around here. I had to learn common, and but yeah, it was not soon after that a couple guards had come by. We were walking and there was a checkpoint. They asked, they asked me my name and I couldn't give one. I said the first thing that came to my mouth, and that's how I got my name.
I see. Could you Did you have any memory of your name before then? Did you have some sort of amnesia?
I don't remember anything before then.
Mm.
My first memories were of waking up. But that tiefling woman helped us through. Helped us through, and I mean, sooner or later, I began to ask to be around her, and she ended up being my wife. And starting this line of very long generations of new bloods.
Hmm.
And that orc ended up creating the line of, well, very humble and loyal servants.
I see.
So seeing Kareg go is very hard. Because not only have I stewarded our bloodline, I've also stewarded his.
As unpredictable as the man was, I will certainly miss him.
Oh, he was very good at what he did. And I mean, I did help train his family to do to do what they do best. But I felt as if I owed it to them.
Uh, were you able to understand them? Did they have to learn common as well?
They learned. They learned. Of course they learned.
Well, certainly. I suppose the question was more for the orc that you arrived with. Do you think that this orc came from the same place you did, or perhaps somewhere else?
I don't know. I've long since tried to stop reminiscing about those times because I miss a lot of the people that I met back then. I It's a lot of painful memories, but it's a lot of good memories as well. And being as old as I am, all I have is nostalgia and regret. But then I also have a lot to look forward to because I have, well, you and my other great grandsons, greater grandsons.
Yes, I suppose an equal parts sorrow and joy with the progeny. Yes.
Hmm. For sure. Exactly like that. That's okay. It's, yeah. I felt as if I needed to share this with you.
Thank you.
There's a lot at stake here, and I just wanted to let you know that, well, I mean, this is always your home.
Thank you. I don't know where I would be without you, certainly.
Certainly less powerful, that's for sure.
Quite.
It's just kind of gives you the old man slap on the shoulder. Just he still got some pretty good pep to him. Jesus, Jew.
Oh, did we lose?
We lost Matt.
Oh no!
Yep. That's okay. So that little momentary blip.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Do we got
that was weird.
Yeah.
Just not doing anything, and it just died. Oh, well then.
That's what you get when you play with amphetamines.
Gave my computer some, and Nat has 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's what you get for playing with her friend Stephanie. There we go. Shady. Jeez.
The real Yim Shady.
All right.
All right, sorry about that.
That's all right. As for going out for supplies and whatnot, you head to I would assume, well, we'll wait for Beatrice to come back when we do the Felix trip.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so at that point, the rest of the week goes pretty much as you would expect. It's there's a lot of movement in the town, and the people seem to notice a lot of military men and people setting up, especially in the east and west garrisons. There's a lot more of a presence. You see a lot of the Mastiff Battalion starting to roll through, and even though it'd be like, yes, it's a Cavaliers brigade, it's definitely like in a much smaller stature, but it's still like when they have a parade going through the main thoroughfares, it's definitely noticeable. So at that point, the feeling in the town seems to be something's going on, but nobody's really talking. And even like the people within the garrisons that go to the bars and get blasted drunk and start blathering their mouths, they only know that they've been requested to come here. And that troop movements are now very much happening. So B.
Okay. I want to do a few things. Definitely want to stop at Felix's and just see if he's got any good shit.
Yeah.
Also just kind of want to go to any of the apothecaries, potion shops, etc. Get a shit ton of healing crap because B is scarred. On top of that, probably going to see Alabel at the Soul Weavers, and then like a day or two before we're supposed to leave, get the gang together and go to Soul Nest and have like a nice family dinner. Just a little like bonding thing with all of the team, with all the fam. And
Death Kitten.
yeah. Murder kitten. See the murder kitten. See the murder kitten. Spleen can piss off the bowl.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's start with Felix.
Okay. And people can tag along as they would like to.
Yeah.
Felix
Walking into the Antiquitist in Ashhorn's Hollow. It's not too far from Baltrus's Manor in all reality.
as soon as the door opens and the bell rings.
Yeah.
Well, okay. She'd try not to make the bell ring, but inevitably would make the bell ring. And then would also be wearing her armor, so would be clanging around, but still trying to sneak in somewhere and like trying to spot him before he spots her.
Make a stealth check, please.
Oh, they're not bad. Not bad. 19. With disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
I rolled a natural 19 first, and then I rolled a 15.
Your dex
Plus
is
4.
wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, and I'm half proficient in stealth.
Half proficient?
Yeah, that's what D&D Beyond says. I don't know.
How? Juju, explain.
I'm pulling it up now. I'm pulling
I
up
have
that sheet.
disadvantage because of my armor. I know that.
Yeah.
But it gives me a little half proficient on. I've got it on stealth, sleight of hand, and athletics, and acrobatics.
Do you have an item?
Wait, this is the one.
Or unless it's one of my champion archetype. No.
Regardless.
Remarkable athlete. At 7th level, you get a half your proficiency bonus to certain things.
I think that's class feat.
Damn.
So.
Yep.
Cool.
It's class feat.
Wow. Well, how did we not figure this out before?
You can add +2 to any strength, dex, or con check you make that doesn't already use your proficiency bonus. And when you make a running long jump, you can add +5 feet to the distance.
Yeah,
look at that.
Well, there you go. Anyway, you open the door and you eventually hit the bell, and it rings, but you do it just quiet enough, just ding, 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 ding. And you start walking through. You feel very like even though you're in your armor, you feel as comfortable enough into it just to be like you're sliding. You're just kind of sliding and gliding through the floor. All I can think about is Gears of War, like the crab walking dance thing. It's just like just going super quickly through. You don't hear anything from the back rooms.
Fuck is he? I'm just gonna wait on the other side, like on the customer side of the counter.
Yeah.
And did anyone else come with me, or am I solo?
I'm there.
I'll be there too, yeah.
I'd assume Spleen would be there with you as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
I assume... Go ahead.
I was going to say, 1 minute goes by. 2 minutes goes by. Eventually, when Spleen starts playing with one of the items because she starts getting bored, one of the armor sets just kind of like collapses in on itself, creates a bunch of noise. What? Dear God, what's going on? What the hell did you guys get in here?
Like 2 minutes ago?
About an hour ago.
Make a deception check.
I know I don't need to, but I'm rolling one too, because fuck it.
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
16.
You say so. Beatrice says 2 minutes. Halsterian says an hour. Dear God, that book must have been really fucking enticing. Lost all track of time. Hello, love. How can I help you?
We're looking. Well, first of all, fucking jump tackles, hugs him.
You basically just like little
You're alive,
kitten, big
fuck.
dog.
Get over here.
Little kitten, big dog, and it's still like full on tackles down. Just
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, hi.
Hi.
The world is ending. We need the good shit.
When's the world not ending?
Accurate. As I have learned the last few months, the world is always ending. But like the world is ending like next week. So
So you need my good supply.
yes, please.
Mhm.
And
Right.
we have some decent money. Looks over at everyone else, pulls out the bag of holding, rifles through it. Maybe.
I mean, dragon parts. Not necessarily.
Oh, that too.
Yet, but
Oh, you've got dragon parts.
yeah.
Oh, we can deal. Oh, we can totally deal. That's
The eyes
please.
just lit up.
Do you know how expensive those things are? Let's go. Come.
Very.
Perfect. All right. So I'll be frank and honest with you. Military's become by and they've been purchasing a lot of my stock. So don't have a lot left, and I don't know if I can really help you with much.
Yeah. That's the trouble we're running into everywhere.
Don't suppose there's anything you've been hiding from them.
Of course there is. I wouldn't be much of a black market smuggler if I wasn't. Oh, I mean, it's anything in specific that you are looking for, or you just want to look at everything?
I could use an amulet of health or something similar if you have. Depending what we have available. But first and foremost, we could absolutely use some damn potions.
Right. Well, I've got some superior healing potions. They're quite
We'll take them all.
We don't even know how many he has.
Yeah, the world is ending, Howard. The world is ending.
What?
And so are we.
Honestly, I don't miss this. Is she like this all the damn time?
I assume
Only when the
Swee would
world
go
is ending.
God, she's very much like her grandfather. Fuck. It was like this the whole damn time. I was the one creating the magic items.
I'll put it this way, Felix. We are trying to put an end to the people who took Toby from us. For good.
Right.
So there's good cause. The world is ending and it's very, very bad. But we're gonna fucking avenge fucking Gumpy T. We already avenged Gumpy. We already killed him.
I was gonna say, I thought you already did that.
We
The
did.
people
But you know
behind
the
those people. The people who
bigger
put them
picture.
in place.
I understand.
There's something with planes, whatever the fuck a plane is. There's something with dread planes. There's planes and there's dread planes. Don't know what a dread plane is. Don't know what the difference is. But apparently someone is stuck there. someone is here trying to get back to there. It's all gibberish. I should understand this, but do I? No. Even with this thing on.
He looks at you, Beatrice. And then he looks at Halsterian and Howard. Explain.
Yeah, smart people do the talking. I'm gonna rummage through your shit. And just like walks into the bathroom.
No, don't you stare. One of you see a black tentacle just raised right in front of you. Just
Oh shit, motherfucker! I hate those things.
Don't you dare, darling. I like you, but honestly, there has to be a little bit of respect because it's a goddamn shop.
Feel better?
A little bit.
That's good.
You just see the tentacle just dissolve. Dissolve back. All right.
So,
I only have 2 of those superior healing potions, and if you're going to buy them, what do you have in Dragon Pots?
well, a decent chunk. We've got some horns, bones, scales, and teeth. The rest wasn't salvageable.
We did try to get the eyeball.
Yeah,
Right.
it was
White
not.
Dragon. Impressive. You
We can
downed it
tell you.
yourself?
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Maybe?
Someone we know did. Well, a few people
Someone we know
had
fought
it.
his way out of the dragon is what happened.
Yeah, that's that is about as accurate as you can put it.
Right. Well, how about this? I will take a couple of those scales in the horn, and the superior healing potions of yours.
Keep that on the table. What else do you have?
Well, just let me go through my things. You see that he goes through a lot of like small trinkets and rings and whatnot, and a lot of them look to be familiar to the ones that you saw beforehand. It doesn't seem like he's moved a lot of this product or barely touched any of it, but he was saying you're looking for an amulet of health or something like that. I don't have much in the ways of that. It's yeah, I don't think this will work for you. He like picks up this kind of ball, spongy ball that really just like it's almost the size of like a golf ball, and it's just like he picks it up. This is not going to be good for you. He goes over, picks up a staff. I don't think you're going to like this one either. It's not what I'm looking for. Let me take a look at this one. He picks up a staff. His eyes turn blue for just a second. Let me take a look. Yeah, this is not going to help you at all. Hello, Charminar!
Hello.
Please look away. We always appreciate you. This might be something that you might be looking for. It looks at it again, and it looks at it. Oh no! Unless you're planning on catching diseases, I don't think this one's really going to be for you.
Well, maybe
We could
Yimmer
make
might
someone
be
else catch
interested later on. I'm not sure, but not for this particular circumstance.
Yeah. Yeah, we got something for you. We call it an anti-STD magnet. I have a couple of cloaks, honestly. A cloak of protection, a cloak of elven kind. That would probably be what you closest to what you would be looking for.
I mean, both of those are useful. Sales tax of Hadar.
That's really all I have. Okay.
While he's rifling through stuff, I'm gonna grab Beatrice. How well does he not talk about things? Like Sabrak level well, or
I mean, if you seen the shop, seen all this crap,
that's so yeah, Sabrak level. Got it. I
like
figured
Guppy T might not have been like as quiet about things, but like I'm pretty sure most of the group had their shit under control. He's smart too. I feel like Uncle Fifi's pretty smart.
Felix, to give you a little more information to answer your question. There's someone who took control of another plane, and they are in charge of the White Hand. None of this information leaves this building, at least for the next 2 weeks.
Until the world ends, and then you can tell everyone. Unless the world doesn't end and we do our job. And then, yeah, don't tell anybody.
We have fear that worse shit is going to happen because the war with the White Hand did not end. And we're trying to put a stop to it before it can become much, much worse. The people who put those in place in Lumen Guy and Solness are those who control the White Hand. And we aim to take them down.
So you really need help. Okay, got it.
Yes.
I told you the world was ending.
How many scrolls of banishment do you have? Just on hand.
I don't have any.
Do you know where we could get some?
Do I really need to point you in the direction of the Artificer's Triumvirate?
I don't.
Hey, that's a good idea. Why
think
haven't we gone there?
those
It's
scrolls
on a
will
list.
work on Rigash. If he's Crom's son, he was born here.
Sure,
I mean,
probably.
How do we know he
it
was
would
born
work for
here?
a minute, but wouldn't permanently remove him.
Banishment can still be useful,
True. Very true.
even if it is for only a minute. Who knows what he'll summon after all? Certainly
Also
not.
true.
Not worried about summoning all sorts of elementals.
You know, I wonder. Those mushrooms that Kagura took.
There are more of those?
They're other plane magic, I believe. I wonder how that alters the person who
right.
consumes them. On a planar level, not a... I mean, obviously we saw what happened to her.
And she just attacked, like, us, right? She didn't attack her own people.
I want to say she had no more control, but I also don't remember for sure.
I feel like she had some control, at least. She was attacking us and not any of our allies.
Was she? Okay.
So really the only thing I could help you out with is these cloaks.
How expensive are these cloaks?
I mean, my normal prices would be easily 7 to 10,000 gold each.
Oof.
That would be my normal price. Seeing as I'm dealing with all of you, I could part with them for 5,000 each. And I mean, you also do have more dragon parts.
We absolutely do.
That's what I like to hear. So, what else you got?
Well, we've got 2
We still have
horns, 6
we've got some
bones. Huh?
fancy art too.
Yeah, we do. And the 300 flat for the bracer.
Yeah, we've got that's true.
That put us at 10,000. You said a horn, a few scales. And what was the other thing you wanted for the potions?
No, that was it for the potions. I
Two
wanted to see what
scales and
else
a
you could
horn.
go. A few scales. I would say 5 if you could spare.
This is a 15. Why don't I just use a calculator? Like a smart person. $15. Let's say 34. We can't pay you all in gold, obviously, but I think we can afford it.
Well, at that point, I'm perfectly okay with that. And let's trade.
Does it sound okay to everyone else? Is there anything else you're looking for?
More potions. That's all. Like I
We can find more
got
potions.
pretty tired because I didn't have any
elsewhere.
potions. So as long as we
Those two
find
are
more,
powerful. I can tell you that.
yeah. I don't know if 2 will be enough.
Also, Yimmer, don't you still have a potion of invulnerability? I just give him a knowing look.
Yes. A potion of invulnerability, and you're asking me for healing potions? Why?
Well, only one person can drink that one. So we'll give him all the dragon parts. The platinum from the bracer. And 100 more gold. I don't know how much the 5 scales out of the 40 pounds of scales will be, so...
Oh. That's right, we did think some pounds.
I just kind of estimated it like 34 instead of 3,500 total. with those scales subtracted.
Yeah.
And
So at that point, congratulations, you guys have a Cloak of Protection and a Cloak of Elven Kind, plus 2 Supreme Healing Potions. So enjoy.
wait, Wheeler, you take
So- Cloak of Protection, Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yep.
And 2 Superior.
healing.
Yes.
Wait, supreme or superior?
Superior.
Okay.
I'm not giving you fucking Supreme.
I think supremes were the max, but I don't remember how much they actually do. I just remember they were ridiculous.
More
Yeah.
than we need.
More than you need. I'm full of shit. I have the lowest health of this whole party. Thank you,
Let's
Felix.
see. D&D Beyond says the Supreme is 10d4 plus 20.
Damn.
That's some good shit.
Minimum of 60. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more health than I got.
Loser!
Ah, why do you think I wanted an amulet of health? Would double my health practically. Is there anywhere else you could... Anyone else you know of that might have potions? Probably not of as high a quality, but something.
Honestly, I don't think a lot of my friends delve in potions themselves. I'm kind of surprised that I had a few myself. Your best bet's to go to the shops, but seeing as, again, there seems to be a lot of military presence around, I've been noticing a lot of wares being purchased.
Maybe outside of Enver. You know, we haven't followed up with Rakeskin in quite some time.
I suppose you're right.
I'm gonna shoot him a message. Let's see if he has any stock available. Rakeskin, it's been quite some time. Took care of hill giants for you. Team them. Wondering if you have any potions available. Healing potions.
It takes a second. All you hear in your head is, I remember. You did good. Have no potions.
Shit.
Military took it all.
Shit. Damn you, Fury.
Would
Yeah.
Fury give us any? Feel like bat our eyelashes and just said pretty please. Probably not. They're a bitch.
He'd sooner kick us down the stairs. We're trying to prevent him from even needing to move his
Yeah.
entire military, which he has a enormous boner to do.
Honestly, I'd rather not let him know any more than he might know already anyway. If we ask him, he's gonna wonder why we want the potions.
I heard Felonver had a little bit of a freedom problem. It's time to give him a little bit of unoppression.
Should we go and check the Artificer's Triumphant and see if they have any good shit?
It's worth a shot, and they're probably low, if any, but can't hurt to try.
Making your way across town.
Yeah.
Love you, Uncle Felix. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. I mean, don't die. The world. Yes, exactly. Bye.
Yep.
Heading to the Artificer's Triumvirate. Yeah. You meet up with Koss there. Which at that point he goes, we're very busy here.
The world is ending. We know.
Well, the military takes precedence over civilians.
Yeah.
What about civilians where money is no object?
I've already answered this question.
Yeah.
very well.
I didn't to say that.
Is that all?
You don't have potions, but do you have any scrolls available? Same answer.
Let me look.
Oh.
Let me look. Making me look up items and stuff. Motherfuckers.
It was one of each cloak, right?
Yep. Oh, my lord. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, take time. I'm typing shit too, don't worry.
This is the only one that I could find that hasn't been marked for anybody. I think this may have been one of our younger associates dealing with this. He hands it to he hands this like really old scroll that looks like it's been covered in dust for such a long time. At that point, it looks dingy and just dirty. It looks like it's been left behind a workbench for the longest time and just forgotten. And he hands it to you. If you want it, here you go.
Well,
We can just take it.
Yes.
The fuck is it?
you know
Howard,
what?
the
We're
fuck
gonna
is it?
ask that question later, because I'm not gonna turn it down. I'll probably regret
When
this
the
later, but
scrolls
that's
go
okay.
away.
Thanks, Koss.
I'm sorry I could not be of any other help.
I mean, you were a really big help in creating this, and he's gonna hold up the crystal. So, thanks.
Cool.
And as we leave, I'm gonna fucking cast Identify on this scroll, because I am super sus.
Congratulations, you have a scroll of poison spray. just a scroll of poison spray. That's it.
Hal. You know what? Hold on, thought. Point at Hal and cast message so no one else can hear me. Do you think this would work as a spray bottle for spleen or Yimmer?
If you can teach either of them to read it, by all means.
No. Using it on them.
Oh, that kind of spray bottle, yes. Possibly. Might just make them more angry.
Stash it away for an occasion.
That's the problem. It's likely to make Spleen angry and likely to make Yima happy. So
Depending on the context of the situation. Got it.
last I checked, he was immune to poison, so it would just be a spray bottle.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, there you go. So, yeah. Anybody else got anything else? Oh, right.
Oh, we
Solness.
first consortium. I'll go see Alabelle, please.
Oh, why you gotta be so demanding?
I said please.
On the way back from the Triumvirate, you hit the Soul Weavers Consortium. It's pretty much within the same district within Old Town. You see Alabelle. She's at her desk, just kind of scrolling over a bunch of stuff. At this point, you go into the main door section, and you see like a bunch of civilian that are there. Just the standard, like somebody's been hurt or there's a child that's coughing, and just you see a bunch of the nurses and whatnot keeping general track. But there are some few military men in there as well. Kind of just they look healthy and fine. You're not too sure what's going on, but you walk through. You get walk to Alabelle's office. She's looking over a bunch of documents, just making sure everything's. She looks up. Hey, B.
Nancy Bell! And runs over and does the same thing that she did to Felix.
At that point, but as soon as you do that, she puts her hands out and stops you dead center and track. Just no, you don't do that to me, please. I'm old.
Have a hug at least?
You're gonna get a hug. Just don't jump at me.
A big hug.
Yeah, and she gives you a big hug back. All right, what can I do for you?
The world is ending. We need help.
Oh, God, everybody's saying that.
Yeah, but it's me saying it. So
Yeah, but what do you want?
I don't know. What do you got? How?
I'm not going to allocate supplies to you. You think I don't know what you're trying to do?
I ask nicely and bat my pretty eyes at you, and tell you I'll bring you some of some of Lily's cookies.
Why do you do this to me?
We did have dragon parts. We no longer have dragon parts because Felix took all of those. But we do have other things. So
Dragon parts we don't need.
okay, well good, because we don't have any left. Right? Right.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, potions. Duh. But also, like, this one wants, like, a ring of, like, health. Because he's, like, you could poke him and he gets hurt. So, you know.
We don't deal in preventatives.
Okay, so then potion.
Yeah. You don't come to us so that you can protect yourself from future damage to come in and hit you. Go to an armor. God, go to the triumvirate.
The triumvirate didn't have anything.
Yeah, I wonder fucking why. Fine. She goes over to a piece of art, opens it up, flips it open. It looks like it's on a hinge where there's like a safe that's there. She cracks the safe. Just boom. Here, take this. That's all I have. That's all I can really give you. And it looks to be like it's basically just a healing potion.
Just a regular healing potion?
Just a regular healing potion.
Better than nothing.
Okay.
That's really all I can spare. Everything else is for, well, with a lot of military personnel around, there's people bound to get hurt. And if there's a lot of military personnel coming around, I feel like we're going to be triaging a bunch of stuff.
Makes
That's all I can do. I love you, but dear God, not right now.
The world is ending.
Everybody keeps saying that. B, I'm tired.
Me too.
And
And just gives her a big rubs.
and she hugs you back. When you're not saving the world, let's have dinner sometime.
Well, I think we're gonna go to Soul Nest and like have a big family dinner. Did you want to come with?
I can't.
Lame.
I can get you back here the same night.
I can't leave.
Oh.
I really can't.
Well, I'll still bring you back some cookies. We're gonna go see the murder kitty. Did you know we have a murder kitty?
I was there.
Oh, right. That's right.
I'm tired. Just if you do remember to bring back the cookies, please do.
Okay, cookies. I can do cookies. I was gonna see if you had any time for any more lessons, but you're busy.
I'm
Everyone's
busy. You can't. You gotta schedule me. I can't just do things.
I didn't know the world was ending in a week.
Big hugs, you child.
Love you. Bye.
Oh my God.
Alabel's so fucking tired of hearing that statement.
The world's ending.
She's just start booting people out of the hospital when they say the world is ending. Oh, you're bleeding out of your stomach? Oh, the world's ending? Get the fuck out.
Walk it off.
To take a lap. Yeah. All right. So then, fast forward. Yeah. Soul Nest. You guys make it up to what did I call that place? Jesus.
Oh god, I have so many location names.
Oh dear God.
I haven't finished sorting those yet. That's a lie. I haven't sorted the locations at all yet.
Ram's Bottom.
Yeah, that's the one. Duh, because it's her last name. Why do I keep forgetting that? Every time.
Like, are you
every
looking for like the
time I'm
teleportation?
Every time I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's her last name.
Yeah. Yeah, you make it up to Ram's Bottom. Yeah, you see holy crap. Yeah, you see Brecon. He's tilling a bit of the field. The spring. He's in the middle of like getting everything planted. You see a bunch of some of the townsfolk that were staying there during the incident. Still there, but helping as farmhands at that point. And so at that point, Brecon looks up. B.
Papa!
he
Runs
starts
over,
running.
does the same shit.
Yeah. Which at that point he just shapeshifts into a bear. Just and he just kind of like you're like gripping and hugging him, like grabbing like the matted fur, and it's still like even if it's a bear, it still smells like your dad. It's like he's got distinctive dad smell.
Dad smell.
You can take that as you will. But he starts like kind of just smothering into you, just like and then just
Hello!
and then just shifts back. Boom. Oh, what can I do for you?
We're coming for a random family dinner.
Oh, right. Oh, I'll go talk to Liliana about that. Oh, your mother's gonna love having you back. Lita! Which at that point, she just opens the door. What do you want? It looks at you. Which at that point just turns you tackle each other. It's just a full family of tackling dwarves. Yeah. And at that point, Liliana eventually comes out, and you see what the fuck did I name the cat? Oh my god.
Hamilton.
I did. Okay.
I remember that one because I came across it when I was sorting all the creatures.
Okay, it was Hamilton. I was gonna say Winston. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
At first, I came across Hamilton and I was like, "Who the fuck is Hamilton?" And then I was like, "Oh, right.
The murder kitty."
Right. So, you see Hamilton come out, and like Spleen and Hamilton kind of have a bit of a moment together, but then Lily just like does the old crooked like arthritic finger just point right at it, and it just backs off. Just does the full the old Texas mom thing where she's like, "You do not fuck with Texas mom." Just yeah, but at that point, the family dinner starts getting whipped up. Everybody gets helps in one way or another, getting going. It seems to be fresh meat. One of the cows probably just been freshly slaughtered for the meat, and some of the meat's already been being in the middle of processed to become jerky and preserves for longer times, and so casks of ale come out. Casks of ale come out, and the farm hands come in and eat with you guys as well. It is a very full and hearty meal that comes with it. I would roleplay this more, but I don't want to do this without Spleen. So at that point, I think I'm going to end the episode here on that one. We'll come back to more thorough family time.
Yeah.
And then I figure that's probably going to be a good start to get you guys moving forward.
Yim, did you want to do the ivory stuff first while we're still wibbly wobbling?
Yeah, like I didn't mention
If-
this to you, but if there is any contact that can be made with Silent Ivory, Yim would be open to that after a long rest or two.
You try and contact Ivory, and one of the days you're walking and you feel like there's a presence right behind you. You turn around and you see Dante's actually there.
Oh, hello. Fancy meeting you here.
You are surprisingly easy to follow.
Thank you. Like I did want to be found. Like I'm not trying to hide right now. Should I be hiding? What do you know?
Well, I figured somebody in your position would be trying to hide. But you've been trying to contact my boss. I'm here to tell you that he is currently heading a lot of the reconnaissance of what's going on.
Oh,
So
I guess I missed him. Okay. Well,
he will come to you.
okay, and I guess he'll find me. I'll keep staying findable.
Don't worry. Just do what you do. We'll find you.
That's the best advice I've gotten in a long time. Thank you. I'm going to tell everyone that I've been told to do me, and I'm going to do me. Thank you, Dante.
No.
It's at that point he just like kind of just nods, does a little bow, turns around, flips the cloak up, and you just see a shimmer of another form show up. You see it, like a semi nobleman wearing like a really fancy cloak, but just like it blends. He's blending into Ashhorn's Hollow at this point.
That's right. Howard gave me the hat. And Yimmer scampers into an alleyway and
I thought you were
adjusts
using
the
that as
hat.
the crown.
No, there's the hat and then the crown's on top of it.
Oh my god.
My God. All right.
So yeah, Yimmer will just kind of disguise himself and make himself not as findable.
Joke's on you. They know exactly where you are.
I smell.
Yeah, that doesn't help the smell.
You have dad smell.
Feel attacked.
You should.
All right. With that, we're gonna end tonight's episode on that point. Want to thank you all for staying out tonight and enjoying our stupidity. But no, it's a great episode. That being said, hopefully next week we'll be able to have a full team going, and we'll get started with that. So before we go, I would like to thank FX May Vary for sponsoring us, D&D Beyond for sponsoring us as well. If you want to check out any of the other stories that are going on Dire Bear, Melody of the Maelstrom is every other week on Mondays, while Abomination Alley is every Tuesday, as well as you have my show, Falskallan Nights, on Wednesdays. I would like check out our shop, check out the Discord. We'd love to have you around. So with that, I think that's pretty much everything, really, isn't it?
Patreon.
What?
Patreon.
Oh, portraying.
I have no idea what that is.
Patreon.
Patreon. Oh my god.
It took me a second too. If you like
I might need
what
to
we
raid
do
someone,
and you
too.
would like to support us, we do have a Patreon.
Don't mess with my head. I've already played so many characters tonight.
You did that very well, I must say.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Thank you all for coming out. I love you all, and We'll see you guys next week. Do you dare to imagine?
Stick around for the raid. Where's my mouse? There it is.